Welcome back to another video on the channel. So Emma Raducanu is US Open champion, as I'm sure everyone in the world pretty much knows by now. I just wanted to do this video to talk about the first time I saw Raducanu play live, the three things that I think make Raducanu a very special player, and just give my opinions on her future in the sport. So I've been a British tennis fan for over 10 years. I started my blog and YouTube channel to try and improve British tennis by giving our players a platform to improve their profiles through videos and articles and interviews. And I think this is a huge moment for British tennis and a time that we must exploit. Andy Murray has obviously been a fantastic flag bearer for British tennis, winning 3 Grand Slam titles, 2 Olympic golds, becoming world number 1, winning 2 Wimbledon titles. But with his injuries over the past few years, we've needed a new star to get behind, and Emma Raducanu is certainly that. Now, just talking about the first time seeing Raducanu play live, it was back in 2018, I believe, at the Manchester Trophy, where she was given a wild card into that event. I was very impressed with her natural timing and her ability to execute some of the sport's hardest shots, the backhand down the line, the return to serve, which is something that's obviously developed over time as well. She'd done that exceptionally well at the US Open. But what impressed me most about Raducanu was, after losing her opening round match, she immediately went onto the practice courts to hit with her coach, and you could just see her desire to learn and want to improve, and that's something that stands out a lot. And you can see that her game's developed so much over time, and she's a player that even talks about the game, still wants to improve, still wants to get straight back in the practice court and get back to competing, and that's a testament to her ability on and off court. For me, watching Raducanu went from when she was 15, 16, 17 on videos and ITF tennis in particular, I always felt it was a case of when and not if she was going to break through. Her tennis at Wimbledon and US Open has not surprised me at all, that she's competing, beating top 50 players. The quickness of her breakthrough certainly has. I don't think anyone, even the people closest to Raducanu, would have predicted her to win a Grand Slam at 18 years old. Winning a Grand Slam as a qualifier at 18 is a remarkable achievement, pretty much unheard of in our sport. To do it without dropping a set makes it one of the greatest stories in tennis history, in my opinion. A few things now which makes Raducanu a very special player I'm going to focus on. Starting off with her serve and return. I think in modern day tennis, I think serving and returning are improving over time and becoming even more important to get to the very top. Lots of tournaments now are played on very quick hard courts, particularly in the US swing. If you look at Cincinnati, Indian Wells and US Open, they're all on very quick hard courts, and if you can return and serve very well to get in control of the majority of points, you're in a very strong position to win. And I think that was something that Raducanu doing very well throughout the US Open. She's got a great service action, variety with the tee or wide serve, backs it up with heavy ground strokes to maintain control. She's also very strong at the net. She attacks it with real conviction and authority. Has many different patterns of play, and that just utilises and backs up and supports the serve. Something I think she does very well and was key to her winning US Open. Raducanu, as I mentioned there, when I watched her back when she was just 15 years old at Manchester Trophy, you could see straight away she was just a natural returner of serve, very strong part of her game. And I would go as far as saying Raducanu is already one of the best returners in the world. I think it's the one shot, in my opinion, that is largely based on natural ability. She's got the anticipation, the reaction speed, the ability to read different serves, and she redirects pace so well to get on top in rallies. Throughout watching her matches live and on videos, I kept saying, backhand cross court when returning, because she very rarely misses that shot. She had so many clean winners, and there was something she done throughout the US Open. Backhand cross court winners time and time again. As I say, very rarely misses that shot, and it's just such a huge weapon of hers. I think also being such a huge quality returner of serve has a big impact on opponents mentally. Serve should be one of your main weapons, but playing Raducanu, that if you slightly miss your target or you have to play a second serve, an aggressive deep return is coming, and that just piles the mental pressure on you as a server. Secondly, I want to talk about her backhand. I talked a little bit about her backhand return there, but the backhand for me is the biggest shot in tennis right now. It's, often the side that you have to defend out of, needing a double hander or a slice. She has both. We hadn't seen much of the slice throughout the tournament, but she switched up very well in the final against Leylah Fernandez. Showed that variety and an ability to execute the slice, which is hugely important and another weapon to her armoury. I think the hardest shot in tennis is the backhand down the line. Not many players can play that consistently. Raducanu can. You could see opponents being wrong-footed in a lot of her matches because players just aren't used to facing an opponent who is so comfortable hitting the backhand down the line. And it's a huge weapon that allows it to attack on both wings. The final point I want to talk about is her ability to perform under pressure. Raducanu talks about staying in the moment, playing point by point, controlling the controllables. It certainly reflects in her performances and approaches. She won the US Open without dropping a set, but she played a lot of long games. She faced lots of break points, played her best tennis in the match-defining moments, and that isn't a fluke. She has certain patterns of play that she trusts and execute when she needs them. Against the likes of Sakari and Rogers and Fernandez in the final, she played lots of deuce games, she played lots of 8-9 minute games, but she sticks in there. She's not always playing the best tennis, but when she's break points down or under a little bit of pressure, she seems to find the first serve, she seems to find the return winner, and as I say, that's not a fluke. That's her ability to perform under pressure and execute the patterns of play that she really trusts. To do that at 18 years old on US Open debut is a sign of a special player. Even when receiving treatment for a cut in her knee in the final, serving for the match, break point down, a 3 or 4 minute stoppage while she got it bandaged. The crowd was behind Fernandez at that time. The crowd wanting to see a third set. She was mounting a comeback. Raducanu still stayed composed. She held her serve to win the title, and she just really does have nerves of steel, and that's invaluable in an individual sport like tennis. So just to finish off, what a story. British number one. She's the first British woman to win a Grand Slam now in over 45 years. The first qualifying Grand Slam history to win the title. And she's just, I think, a brilliant role model on and off the court that will inspire thousands of children across the UK and across the world to pick up a tennis racket and try tennis. And that again is invaluable. Finally, even since we're in the US Open, I've seen lots of her interviews since she's returned back to London. She's remained so focused and grounded, just wants to spend time training, competing and improving. And I think I'll be talking about, Emma Raducanu a lot more on this channel. If you do have any comments of your own on her US Open win or how you think she'll do in the future, do leave them in the comment section below. It is much appreciated. Thank you for watching. If you are new to this channel, please do subscribe. I do a lot of tennis videos and I try and interview a few players. I'm going to try and do that a few more times this year, while also covering Grand Slams and other tennis tournaments on the men's and women's side. Please subscribe, it is much appreciated, and I'll see you on the next video.